Everybody, welcome. This is Upstairs to the Right Music. I'm Mike McWilliams. Today, I'm very pleased to have a very good friend of mine, Mr. Willard Dyson. Willard is originally from San Francisco, yeah?
Yeah, Oakland to be exact.
Oakland, okay.
Oakland.
You know, I'm from Fairfield, California.
Ah, that's where my sister lives right now.
Californians.
Yeah.
So, he moved to New York in '86, yeah?
1986.
All right. And fantastic drummer. I'm not going to hog up the interview. We're going to talk today primarily about what does it take to be an expat musician. I get a lot of people asking me, well, that's what you did. You became an expat musician, and can I do the same thing? Are those opportunities still available? And a little bit later on, we're going to talk about other opportunities other than playing live. How about teaching? So, what can you shed some light on this subject?
Well, I'll talk about first the reason why I came here.
Okay, that's great.
Okay, the reason I came here is I stumbled upon this opportunity the year before by coming here in another gig, in more like a touring situation.
Oh, okay, okay.
And so one of the things, you know, when you're out and you're playing, you're on tour, you want to see what's going on locally.
Right.
And so I came here to where I play now at the Sheraton Grand Hotel.
Oh, by the way, folks, we're filming this in the Sheraton Grand in Bangkok, and this place has had a live band playing for you for how long?
I think the person I'm playing with, Randy Cannon, he's been here for 15 years.
Man, they have had a live jazz band here. You got to come down and check it out. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, they have 5 nights a week. My gig is 5 nights a week.
You got to come see it, man.
Yeah, the music 7 nights a week. So when I came here, I was looking for a place to hang out, and some friends told me, oh, you know, should check out the living room.
Right, okay.
So I said, okay. I came in, and it's a beautiful room.
Yeah.
And
Good sounding room.
Good sounding room. It's a venue. Like some people would say, well, yeah, it's a lounge. It's a lounge gig. Well, it's more of a venue.
It is.
It's a beautiful venue. You can do other concerts.
Yeah, they got this great room, great lighting, really moody, a huge stage, let me tell you, with just fantastic sound quality. So he's right. It's you know, it's a real venue, man.
It's a good venue. So so when I came here and listened to the trio. They had a singer with them, and then really enjoyed it. And then it was really weird. I had a call to come back to Bangkok 2 weeks later.
Now, what year was this?
This was 2015.
2015.
Yeah, recently.
Okay.
So while I was here, I got a call to come back for another gig here. So I went back to the States and I came back again. And what do? You come and you hang out again. And so I came and hang out, and this time I sat in a little bit.
Now, when you say you came and hang out, was that on your own dime at that point?
No, well, the gig brought me over here, another gig.
Okay, so in this instance, you had a promoter that was paying for your air travel.
Yes, yeah. Right.
Okay, so a very important point, something that you should make sure you look into.
Yeah, you look into. I mean, whatever gig you take, wherever you go, if you have some off time, and I always recommend if you have some time after the gig, hang out and check out the surroundings a bit.
By surroundings, you mean
the city, maybe the scene, or just explore it a little bit. Don't just run back to your room and get on Facebook. Go check stuff out. Go see where other people are playing.
I agree. You know, one thing that I agree with that is the contact issue of it. The more people you know, the more of a network of opportunities that you'll find out there.
Sure. And these days, it's really important to establish a network because you get connected so quickly.
And that network, by no means is limited to. We're talking about Facebook and other of those types of social media apps that you could use, but a personalized kind of approach really does help as well. You really got to go out there and press palms.
Yeah, press the palm, meet people, even going to jam sessions. Going to jams, just play. It doesn't matter, like the level. I've heard some cats, they may not want to go because the level's low. So what? Just go and be the magnet, be the influence, and just have fun. One side note: the great trumpeter, jazz trumpet player who just passed, Roy Hargrove. He is very well known for just making all the jam sessions in New York, making the late night sessions, just bringing his horn, just getting up and playing. It didn't matter the level of the group. For him, it could become a teaching opportunity. Do you know this tune? Well, come sit in and learn the tune. And that's how you grow. And then that, maybe moving forward a bit, is how things turn into teaching opportunities.
Okay, we're going to touch on that. I like that direction of the course that we're going with, this emphasizing that personal aspect. The story with Mr. Hargrove, obviously showing a good example. Important it is to have that personal touch because it's a give and take kind of situation.
So when I played here, about 8 months later, I get a call. From a vocalist who was playing here. Her name was Deborah Davis, really fine singer. And so she said, you might want to get in touch with Randy because things may be changing. They may need a drummer. And I had talked to Randy. It was back to the personal approach where we were talking about life in the States, and I was saying how I was getting a craving to check out some other place, to branch out. Yeah.
Well, okay. Let's not. I know a little bit about your past, man. I do. I'm getting old, but I do remember you traveled through the Middle East at some point as well. And when was that?
That was 2003. First visit to the Middle East.
So we could say that technically you became officially an expat musician during those trips back in 2003, correct?
During those trips, that wasn't my first time overseas. But it was one of the major trips overseas where we did 9 countries in 7 weeks.
All right. So we're talking about a good size, a tour time there. And by expat musician, I don't want to make it seem like it's a permanent, like you're moving away forever. In my case, I was doing, 3 or 6 months at a time and then coming back. That was in the beginning. So there is that aspect of it. You don't have to completely detach yourself from your life. However, you do have to be prepared to raise your hand and say, I'll do it. So that's the point. That's where I'm sorry, continue.
Yeah, and so by doing that and talking to Randy here, he remembered that I was talking about wanting to, check out another place. And so fast forward to November 2015 is when I came over here. One thing led to another, and things fell in place.
If you don't want to answer this, you don't have to, but people are going to be curious. Now, when you get a package, a deal like that to come over, what happens with you in terms of your accommodations? How much of that do you get helped out with?
One of the main selling points of coming here was that accommodations are included in the place where you play. And you have a meal plan that's included.
So you're talking about you've got your roof and your food basically covered 24/7.
24/7. And so basically my responsibility is be on that stage and deliver to me, which is a relatively short amount of time compared to gigs, old club gigs we did.
Sure. It's a completely different thing. Time changed, but it's a completely different thing. So I think before you agree to anything, please check that aspect of it too. Make sure that they're not leaving you out to dry as far as that's concerned. You want to make sure that that's in your contract and get it written down as well. That's never a bad idea. I'm sorry, sir. Continue.
And so to continue on with the history of the gig, So everything's covered. My responsibility is to be on stage, looking good, trying to provide like a positive experience for the audience.
Right.
And the rest of the time is mine to do whatever, which can be great, and it can also be a danger if you are not really focused. And
Okay, what do you mean? Let's back up. Let's unpack that. So what do you mean by danger?
by danger, well, this is Bangkok, and getting into the other side of things.
All right, man. Let's keep it PG here now.
Okay, getting into things that are considered fun, but you know, you can only have like so much fun before it becomes sort of a negative.
And you know, and he's saying Bangkok, but I'm going to tell you, Tokyo was no different. So, and this applies man or woman, wherever, you know, whatever. You have to keep a focus, I think, is the point of this part of it.
Right. You have to look ahead. So
what do you do to fill in that time in order to keep you focused, in order that there's no gaps?
Well, for me to keep me focused and look ahead, I wanted to develop 3 areas to improve.
Okay.
So for me, this is an upgrade.
Okay.
I wanted to develop 3 areas to improve: music,
Okay.
Health,
Right.
and to become more financially literate.
Okay, let's break those down. So, music, health, and financial literacy.
Right.
Music, how so?
Music, also practice.
How many hours a day you practice?
Well, I pretty much practice all the time. There's piano. I brush up on theory, and by teaching. I teach also. We get into that. That's a form of practice also, because you learn by teaching, by learning how to explain something a number of different ways so your student can get the most.
Absolutely correct.
Okay.
When you have to use your head to think about, how do I actually do this,
Yeah.
so other people understand.
Right, how do I explain this?
Yeah.
So just do it.
You guys know, with this vlog, I struggle with that all the time.
You just do it like this. What?
Wait.
Which is the way we've been taught a lot.
Yeah,
too.
true.
Okay.
And health.
And health. Okay, back to trying to become more disciplined.
Right.
Well, with health, I saw I could take 2 roads. I could have a great time. I could party up, hang out, sleep
Right.
all day,
Right.
just come to the gig.
There are aspects that are negative to that.
Right? Or I could decide to challenge myself and to become more fit, which I think has really changed my life a lot.
Well, okay, you are the drummer, without any doubt, is the most physically active member of a group, a musical group. So fitness should be something that just comes second nature to you.
It should be. But drumming per se there's an amount of fitness, but
Dexterity.
the dexterity, but to become, I'm learning to take your fitness to the next level.
All right.
There are things that I'm learning now and struggling with now: endurance, mobility, and strength, which you can get through whatever exercise program you choose. So my few hours a day are spent with that, doing resistance training.
Okay.
Mobility.
So mental focus brought through exercise. Everybody can understand that. Yoga is another way that
Yes.
you can do that. That doesn't occupy a lot of space and is very inexpensive to do. So these are things that if you're finding yourself budget constrained, there are inexpensive. Take a walk around the city. That he was just talking earlier about getting to know the city and walking around. That's a great thing you can do as well. And the last one, financial
literacy, just things that that you can be better in, learning more about taxes, how you can benefit mostly by
Yes.
the tax code, what
Yes.
you know and what you don't
Yes.
know, and
Yes.
also with the foreign earned income exemption,
Yes.
benefiting from that, but also realizing that as an independent contractor or whatever, that
Yes.
you are still responsible for your.
Well, that's one thing. That's quite true. So you do have to you have to keep an eye on your paychecks, because it's not a situation like in the States or some other countries in UK where they take it out beforehand. You have to keep track of it. But again, without getting too deep into that, that's another aspect. But there are a great deal of benefits, is the point of that story. So you touched upon it in the music aspect of that. You said that teaching comes out of that.
Right.
Let's take a minute to talk about, okay, maybe there's only so many clubs.
Sure.
There's only so many gigs. However, there are, floating gigs that you can get around if you're a guitarist or something like that, or a singer, a really good one.
Right.
But teaching is something that somebody might want to do. They're fresh out of Juilliard, and they say, "Hey,
Sure.
I want to go overseas and teach." What kind of possibilities are available here for that?
Well, here there are. Well, you can always teach privately. It depends on who wants to.
Would the government respect the visa of somebody coming over and working for her?
Well, here I know the rules are pretty strict. You have to have a work visa here, even to just do a simple club gig. Like technically,
Okay.
you do.
Okay.
I'm lucky that the hotel, takes care of all that. Paperwork is about this thick.
True story there. Whenever I think it's relevant, I'll inject. Back in the day, my paperwork was not correct. The guy that I had, that I was working for, he brought us over on tourist visas. And every 3 months, at the end of 90 days, I had to take a flight to Korea, stay there for a day or so, come back into Japan, and I'm good for another 3 months. Now, I played that game for about a year and a half, and I saw that it had some implications on it if I was discovered doing that, which actually we were, but that's another story for another time. You'll love that one. Because somebody thought it would be a good idea to mail something in the mail. So yeah,
Not good.
Yeah, not good. So anyway, I digress from my digression. So yeah, I played that for about a year and a half. Don't do that, folks. A very important part of your contract is making sure that the paperwork is correct. There's implications on you, because if you get caught, then you lose that opportunity to go to that place and make money in the future. You don't want to do that. You don't want to limit your opportunities.
Sure.
So make it a point to get that right.
And remember, you're not at home. You're basically a guest. So you just have to make sure that you stay by the rules.
Yep.
And so you want these opportunities to continue, and you want them to expand. Okay, so and so with teaching, there are a number of ways. If you're here, and especially now with social media, someone could come to you for a private lesson in your hotel room or something like that.
Okay,
That's
but that's cool. That's not such a a big issue there. What about music schools? Are there music schools here that have a set of or how is the music education program in the public schools here? Is even more important to ask.
I'm not really sure how they are in the public schools here. I know
I saw a video of you teaching at a public school.
It was at there was one
on
at
Facebook. It was
on Facebook. There was one at it was a private school. Like they have a lot of international schools.
Private school.
Private school, yeah. And then there was another one where I did a little master class at a university.
Okay.
And so those are cool because you're like a guest, and it's basically it's like cultural exchange also. And with me now, I have a number of students that I teach in one place, and that takes up 1 day a week. But there are so many different opportunities where you can teach. Like I said, many teach just privately, where someone likes what you do and they come to you, give me, to do a lesson.
Word of mouth kind of thing.
Sure, and that always works.
How long do you think it took for you to build a decent set of students?
Well, it just kind of happened. I met a gentleman here who is a teacher at a university, and I think maybe he had a overload of students. And he knew me, he knew my playing, and he thought I would be good for them.
Okay.
And so that's how that happens. And there are many other ways, avenues. Thank you, where you can get into teaching. Some people move here to teach, and that involves the whole work visa.
I highly recommend you go here on YouTube. Great resource for you to. There's a lot of guys that talk about those kind of visas and what you need to do. So definitely take the opportunity to check that out.
Yeah, it's good to know that. It's very, very good to know that. And as far as if it says in your contract, we want you here, and we'd rather you not play at a competing place, then cool, you honor that.
Okay.
And it's just a better way to go about it.
All right, folks. There's a lot of different ways that you can go south with this, obviously. So I think what we've done here today, and I want to thank my guest, Mr. Willard Dyson, here for taking the time to share this wisdom with you guys, because you're really not going to find this is on boots on the ground stuff. This is right here, right now. And it would really behoove you to listen to it. I want to thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Again, folks, it really is important for you to check your facts out.
Right.
You had experience from previous tours,
sure,
obviously, so you kind of knew the lay of the land. Make sure you were a scrupulous. What is it? Somebody who sends you out
the promoter.
Right. Hate YouTube. And I'm not going to cut that out either. I'll keep that to show you how I'm getting going. Well, your promoter, making sure it's a scrupulous individual. Make sure that all those aspects that Mr. Dyson spoke about today are on your checklist, and you'll be all right. Do not think that it is something that is out of your reach to do. These opportunities do exist, but I think you would agree with me. It all comes down to you taking the first step and saying, this is something I want to do.
Yeah, it's something you want to do, and if you know that it's something you want to do later, but you may not have a chance to get out of town much, just remember, every time you go out on the road, go to another country, if you can do it, hang out and check out the places and meet people. Yeah, like you say, meet people, the personal contact.
He hasn't seen my show yet. He'd probably be sorry that he did this happen, and he does. But you guys know that that's a very important theme that I touch on all the time. Actually, is meeting people.
Meet the people. Yeah.
Getting out there. I say getting out there, but that's what I'm talking about too, because that's an aspect of it. Okay, because it really comes down to the people that there is no coincidences. Opportunities come about from you putting yourself in the moment for those opportunities to come to you.
Sure.
That's the cosmic karma of that.
Sure. And another thing is, you never know like who you're gonna meet and how you're gonna meet them. You may meet someone who they may kind of get on your nerves at first.
Man, I met some shady folks, let me tell you, okay? But
later on, they could become an asset. So I think what I'm saying is, it's all about planning ahead.
Yeah, you gotta know all sorts of folks.
Yeah.
And you gotta get out there. You're not gonna do that unless you get out there. I think what the two of us are saying from our position, a lot of years experience between the two of us in this, is that it really comes down to your inner curiosity and your willingness to get out there and meet people. And you got to do that by putting your foot out the front door.
right. Step out of your room. I know you're tired after the gig or something, but go out and check out some other people playing, and just kind of hang out, and you meet new people. You learn some things. You learn new languages. Definitely.
New food.
Don't be scared.
Old food.
Yeah, old new food.
Yeah. The Swensons here. Mm-hmm. I had an ice cream there, and it was the same as when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because here in Thailand, the ingredients of food is just fresh.
Yeah, it's real.
It's real. So that's another benefit, health benefit. All right, folks. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to us. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. That's really important. You got to hit the like button as well. Those help with the algorithms to drive up viewership on this episode. Comment section. plus or anything. If you have any message for Willard here, please say something.
Like me, algorithm. Algorithm.
Right? So
who could ask for anything more?
Please, everybody do that. And once again, God bless you, and I'll see you next show. Bye-bye.
Like the show? Well, show your support by subscribing and hitting the like button. See you later.